What up, sickos? New comic day haul time. You know what's up. So, of course, we have Comic Joel, Robin Joel. We got to get him in here. We have a special guest as well. Let's go ahead and do Robin Joel's intro.
Tigah. Tigah, Tigah, Tigah. Bird. Birdie. Birdie, birdie.
Hold on, Robin. Tight. I'll ease you back up to the ledge.
Sick! Sick! Sick!
I still remember the first time you showed that to me.
And we got a special guest artist, Ryan Kincaid.
What's happening?
Wife. Is that your wife?
That's the wife.
Hi.
Now we got this wife on here now.
I always hear her in the background, like
Yeah.
when I'm watching your shows. Like I can always hear her talking. Like I guess she's keeping writing all the I want this, that type of stuff down.
Yeah, exactly. She's the brains behind the operation.
She's the banker.
That's right. She keeps everyone, including myself, in line.
Yeah, just give me your money. It'll be fine.
I've heard that before.
Sounds like just about every marriage, right?
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I like going on your shows. This time I didn't have to sneak on through Sean.
Yeah, you have to be through the different. And you're welcome anytime, of course. I didn't even really realize until you mentioned it yesterday, like that you hadn't really been on. And we've done other stuff where you did an exclusive or something, right?
Yeah, the last time I was on with just me, it was me and Nathan. We were launching an exclusive.
Oh, that's right.
But most of the time, it's me showing up at Sean's house and just kind of bombarding.
Yeah, doing like your special deals or whatever you do.
Right.
Like Kincaid Day or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a great option. I mean,
Kincaid Day.
I mean, that's awesome. That's what's so awesome about being able to do that.
Right.
I
enjoy it, man. I enjoy the freedom of hey, let's just show up somewhere.
Yeah. What are you working on right now? Just some random stuff?
Yeah, just some random. I'm finishing up some commissions and doing some other stuff. During the day, I kind of devote to actual work, either catching up on commissions or working on either persuasion or covers of something. And then, towards the evening is when I'll start jumping on and doing the live $100 stuff and auctions and whatnot.
Is your persuasion your book?
Persuasion's mine. Yeah.
So
I wrote it. I drew the interiors. If it's all messed up, it's because I've edited it too,
So now when you do variant covers for that, is it like Hardly Thin where it's the same book interior, or are you constantly writing new stories?
We're going to launch the 3rd issue here pretty quick in the next month. It's being colored right now. So they will be variants throughout the year until the new issue is being released.
Sure.
I'm not as fast as Marvel and DC and whatnot.
So they have teams.
Yeah, I'm trying, but this might be the last issue where it's me drawing the interiors, because I know some guys that want to work for me and they're fast. So if I can write and bust out 2 or 3 issues a year,
yeah,
then we're gonna go that route.
So okay, so real quick, do you do New Comic Book Day?
Hell yeah, I do New Comic Book
So
Day.
do you have an account, or do you go to the shop? What's your store?
Actually, funny enough, my shop in town here in Overland Park is Elite Comics.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, Elite Comics, and it's Leawood, Overland Park area. I have to watch it because sometimes I'm so prone to saying Comics Elite. I'm like, no, I go to Elite Comics.
So do you want to be a part of the comic book hall portion?
Yeah, dude, let's do it. I still buy books. I mean,
All
I
right, well, that's
read
good.
them all.
Not a lot of people do. I mean, not a lot of artists, honestly, they don't.
No, yeah, I know. I do.
So it'll be interesting to see what you got. So here's what we'll do. I'll show a couple, then Joel will show a couple, then you show a couple, and we'll just kind of do a circle.
Okay.
So what do I have? I got a lot. So I usually show a couple extra. So I've got my Future State Swamp Thing #2 variant cover. And I've got the new book from AWA, Redemption #1. I'm getting all the AWA stuff. They're actually really good. Wonder Woman #2, Future State. And Harley Quinn #2, Future State. All right, Joel.
I think I got that.
Did you buy that for me?
This one's from these two are actually from last week. It's a Sweet Downfall,
Yeah.
He's got to find him. He has extra ones for us.
which I took a look inside, and the art is pretty wacky.
Mm-hmm.
This is We Only Find Them When They're Dead #5. And then this one, I think, was also from last week. I finally got Black of Heart #3.
Dude, I don't even have it. It's crazy.
I'm still missing #2, so I need to go find that somewhere.
It's frustrating for me. That should be in my pool. All right, what do you got, Ryan? Wait.
Wonder Woman.
Joel's showing some more.
I'm gonna save the best one for last. I don't get to pay attention to what's coming out unless it's like a book that I get to do a variant on. So it's always a surprise when I show up, or I watch Sean's like FOC spec thing. But I thought this was pretty dope, man. The Man Bat #1.
Yeah.
So I picked that up. I picked up the Gleason.
Yeah.
I think this was the second printing. Just because I'm curious. I haven't seen Patrick's work. Like I said, I don't get to read much, and I really just wanted to see, he just kind of jumped in there. So, and then, I got the Wonder Woman as well.
Yeah, that covers fire.
Yeah. That's Prison.
So you could on Thursdays. I don't know what time you go live, and if everyone didn't know this, on your Facebook, you're always live on different things. Actually, I find you on different things.
Yeah.
Doing original art and stuff like that. You guys can check them out. But I don't know what time you're live on Thursday nights, but I always do the FOC live so you can see. And also I have the previews video that's every week. You can see what's coming out in about 10 days.
Oh, okay.
If you're like trying to find out stuff quickly without having to do the whole search, you can watch my stuff.
I mean, I usually watch between you and Sean as much as I can. I mean, part of the fun is like kind of showing up and seeing. That's like Christmas, man. You're like, holy crap, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. It's when I miss on the, hey, you should get like 15 copies of this because it's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's kind of where I kind of jump in and do that with the FOC videos, kind of help people.
Right.
But okay, so I got Swamp. I'm interested in reading this Swamp Thing #2, the final issue. And I got I get 2 of every Alex Ross cover. So these are the Hawkeyes.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking the other day, this world now is a lot about real. Like the most fire art, most of the time is people that make it look so real,
Yeah, it's the paintings.
Yeah, I was trying to think like who was the first one to do that. And then I realized it probably is Alex Ross.
That or the Hildebrands.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there.
Maybe Juice Co.
Yeah. And then Luna, the Frison variant, had to get that.
Yep.
And I will show a couple more here. The Deep Beyond. So I got this cover.
That's the Andolfo one. Huh?
Yeah. And then I got this cover. What's funny is I don't see this Sedgwick one that I wanted. And I got the Momoko. I thought the Sedgwick was the best. All right, Comic Joel.
This is Maniac from New York.
Ah, yeah.
I kind of want to look through that and see if that's any good or not. Fear Case.
Well, there you go. I'm like watching the screen and the.
Is it above you? Is it YouTube or is it your screen?
So
right
my phone's here that I'm talking to, but the monitor is above me where I can actually see the comments and what you guys are holding up.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is High Republic #2.
That was cool. I saw that.
And then this might be the last of the versus the aliens covers. This is the Hulk versus Alien. This is the only one this week, and as far as that might be the last one.
I don't even think I saw that one.
And then, boy, the Vengeance of Vampirella this week. I love this Perio one.
Oh yeah, that one came out good.
And then the Ben Oliver is really good too.
I think the Ben Oliver's better, but that's my personal opinion.
No way.
Yeah.
And then I picked up that Redemption, but I picked up the B cover.
Yeah, I'm excited for that show variant.
Nice.
And
I
also got the Luna. I pretty much get every Frizzen cover. Most of her stuff is pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Frizzen.
All right, you're up, Ryan.
Okay. See, I'm so far behind on stuff. Like, I think this is like a second printing. I can't ever tell how you guys figure that out, but I picked that one up.
So on the barcode, that'll be like.
Is it the last number?
Yeah, the last number will be a 2.
So then, this is a second printing. But I'm not familiar with the character yet.
Batman?
Well, yeah, but this version.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
No, this version of him. But I got it because, I know I'm going to get asked to do the sketches of these guys. So a lot of the covers and stuff I pick up is so I can figure out how to draw the new version of them.
Sure.
And these ones are sick, dude. Like, that's the easiest way. Instead of searching like through 20 pages of the full suit, it's like right there.
Yeah.
So I picked that one up, and I got the other ones last week of that. I got the Future State Shazam.
Yeah, that's the last one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that last week's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never know what's this week or not. I know this one's new, the Batman Future State number 3.
Damn, that thing was $9.
Which one?
The book you're holding.
Was it? Oh yeah, $8.99. Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. But
I put it back because I didn't want to pay that.
Real quick question from Facebook, since we don't have a lot of people over there. Steven, it's a mix of keys and reading and cover buys. Yeah, he asked, do people?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
that's what most people do, right?
Yeah,
right now, right? We've had that conversation with a lot of people, especially artists doing our own projects. Mine has taken, like a year in between each book because I've been drawing it, and I'm so meticulous in like every panel. Whereas after you think about it for a while, like, half these people don't even read the book. They buy the cover they want, they get it graded, and they have no idea. There's like, what was, I didn't see the story. What was the story?
Yeah, there's so many different, there's books that I read. There's books that I buy based on cover. There's books that I buy based on cover to get slabbed, to keep, to sell. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm all over the place. I'm not just one. And you get a lot of heat from the strict readers.
Yeah.
They're like, look, what they say stuff like, and not to hate against the strict readers, there's all different types of us, right? But they hate like, dude, you don't buy comics to collect, you're supposed to read them. It's like, okay, I understand that, but they're also collectible. They're writing an art, they're, they have timelines, there's keys. It's
like Joel said in the one book he picked up, he's like, the art is wonky. And with me being an artist, like, I could never really get into a book if the art inside sucked. Like, I literally can't do it for the story. I like look at like the dynamic drawing, and then if it sucks, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, well, like that Black of Heart series, I when I was at the shop, I flipped through it, and the art was so cool.
It's amazing.
I'm picking this up, and then I started reading it, and I liked the writing as well. But the art is what got me on that one. Yeah,
I couldn't tell you how many variant books I've done the covers for, and the variants all look sick. And when I get my comps and I look at the book, it's like nothing that I imagine. I'm like, what is this?
Well, that's the thing, Ryan. Like,
it's
that's the secret.
Yeah, I know.
It's selling a book.
Yeah.
I mean, I go over every book every week, right? Every publisher. And I'm like, why the hell did they do that? The story sounds good, but the cover's garbage. And I'm not trying to shit on an artist, but the point I'm saying is, like, if you want to sell this book that's never selling and you're on number 9 already and no one's buying it, right?
You change
it. Yeah. The art sells the book.
Yeah.
The cover sells the book. Now, you're going to have, again, your basic people that collect. I mean, I have ASM, Batman. I constantly get 2 of each, no matter what it is, to collect, right?
Right.
And then read and all that. But if you're wanting to sell a new book, I mean, even this, like Fear Case, right? It's not that cool of a cover, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's black, it's simple, it's a skull, you get the idea.
Yeah.
And that'll sell the book.
Yeah. Sometimes it's simplicity.
Yeah, so here, let me do these ones. So I got Fear Case. I got your ASM 55 Gleason second print. I got your Hulk 33, like this homage cover. That sells. Of course, it's sick, and it's Immortal Hulk, too. And the Alien one. That's part of my... So these are just number ones that I got here. The Shepherd. Apoptostatus. I don't even know what the hell that is. But I got it because it's a number one. As well as this. Chained to the Grave. I remember previewing this. It was kind of interesting. And then there was some more another Fear Case variant. I have a good feeling about it. I'll read it and see what happens. And then, of course, the Maniac of New York. This is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. I mean, it's basically saying they know Jason's real because he looks like Jason, right? He's real, and New York's given up on him.
Oh, okay.
New York
supposed to be Jason or Michael Myers?
Well, he has a hockey mask. So,
okay.
But I'll show. But the premise of the story is they know he's loose. They know he's immortal. They can't kill him, so they just give up and say to the inhabitants of New York or whatever, look, be safe because there's nothing we can do.
so
that's a funny story.
We know it's there. But
yeah, it's like
any crap we can do, so stay away from it.
Yeah, just prepare to die or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you're up.
Had to get Coffin Comics. This is
I had to.
Blasphemy Anthem #2. This is the Sun Kamnaki cover.
Yeah, that thing's fire.
They actually, if anybody did the Kickstarter, you could get this cover in there, the risque version. This is the not.
Was that at your LCS?
Yeah.
This is just the. You can also get it through Coffin Comics shop.
Mine didn't have that, and people keep messaging me for my edition, and I'm like, I don't have it.
Yeah, they probably didn't order it, and I know that Sun K was sitting on that image for a while when we talked to her about a year ago. We were looking through all their covers, and Polito, and you well know this too, I'm sure, King Ryan. Like you'll send him stuff, and I'll sit on it for a while. Yeah, like oh yeah, okay, we'll put it for this one.
Oh man, I had a piece. My first cover with him, he sat for like a year and a half, 2 years before he launched it, and it was driving me nuts. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah, he's got to have the feeling,
Yeah.
This is Eddie's Mullet's favorite comic.
I have some number one Marat Michaels if anybody wants any.
And then this, I really like this cover. This is Gene Ha did this cover.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, looks interesting how simple colors and everything looks really cool.
Yeah,
it looks like a Momomo, but a little bit better.
Yeah, a Momomo.
We like to say no Momo.
This is the cover A of that next Batman. I was not impressed with the first issue, so I don't know why I'm still getting
it. Really? It wasn't. I liked it.
I hope it's over soon because aren't all of these future states only supposed to be a couple issues?
Yeah, I was seeing that Batman's coming back and stuff soon, so I'm excited about that.
This wasn't my favorite cover for this, but it's just the A cover for Universal.
Yeah, Jay Lee's always good though.
See, I haven't gotten into that one yet. I think cover B for it.
Yeah, that one's brand new.
The Linsner cover was pretty decent. I really like the Sampaio cover, but I didn't get a chance.
I think the Sampaio cover is the one I saw.
And this is a pretty cool cover, Venom 33.
Yeah.
Face within a face.
Within a face. 3 faces. I gotta read.
I'm down to my last 4 comics. So I don't know how many more you got.
All right, Ryan, your turn.
I only have 2 left, so I got the Venom 33 as well.
Do you collect Venom?
No, not at all.
It's just cover by.
Yeah, it looked really cool, and it gave me some. I get inspired by different ideas, and I thought it was a cover like I really had to snag up. I have not read like a single issue of any of the Venom since Venom started getting wings and stuff.
Oh man.
I'm that far behind, but I do get stuff so I can see like again what Noel looks like and the Black Winter and all that kind of stuff.
Do you get a lot of no requests when you're doing sketches?
No, most people
Girls.
don't ask for men.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I did Doctor Doom yesterday, and it came out sick. Like people are like, "All right, we're gonna start doing some dudes with you." I was like, "Well, it's not like I can't do it. I just don't get asked to very much."
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I didn't know the anti or the Venom
Hey, no
suit.
spoilers.
I'm not
I
gonna read
haven't,
it.
I haven't read it yet.
Well, I know he's in the last issue, so it's not a spoiler. But I didn't know like these characters were around.
It's actually his wife, I think.
Who's his wife?
Anne Wayne is in Venom.
I don't. Yeah, see,
I gotta look. See, I have to read it.
Wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I'm like way behind. And then my favorite series right now is
Oh, damn! How did I not pick that up today?
Stranger
Oh
Gathering.
shit!
After reading issue 7, like I jumped on issue 8. Like I haven't read it yet though. Scotty Young writing with Ramos drawing is freaking magnificent.
I love both of them. A lot of people don't give Ramos. I love his stuff, dude. Like I loved his Spider-Man stuff, and
Yeah, he's one of my top 5 for sure.
yeah, it's definitely a comic-y style, but I love it. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Well, I mean, comics are comics, right?
Yeah, exactly. I get it. Like, yeah, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
All right, let me keep going because I still got a shitload. Sumerian number 3 is the Wolverine homage. I got a copy of Man's World. Dude, my reflective shit is bugging the crap out of me. Okay,
And boards, bagging boards.
Just to, show it without the bag. Gwenem versus Carnage. This is the variant. And here's the first print.
Is that all CGC?
Those two big ones are.
So 125.
Venom 33. And the variant, Stegman. I like Stegman. I don't really love this cover that much though.
Yeah, I passed on that cover.
It's too black. Too much. Not enough definition. Redemption number 1, the Cho variant.
You're copying Joel now.
Yeah.
No, he copies me, trust me. Flash number 2.
It all depends on who got to draw theirs first. Now you're copying him.
Well, yeah, you're right. So, you want me to do? How many more do you have, Joe?
I only have 4.
Let me do some more. Let me do some more then, because you know.
I used to pick them all up, but I started running out of room. So
Yeah,
now
tell me about it.
I pick up what I need and what looks interesting. I'm a little more selective.
I actually am being selective. And I'm still, I know exactly what you're saying though. Superman of Metropolis number 2. I'm getting all the Future State though, of course. So I've got our own separate box for that. Here's the variant, which is pretty clean. What is this, Pro? Oh, it's Enyaq Lee.
Yeah.
Future State next Batman number 3. And of course, I had to get the Art Gym cover. I only got one though. It was $9. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it was in my box, and I decided to just put it back because that's price is insane.
Okay, and the only 2 second printings I got for Future State was the Swamp Thing because it had the new characters on it, and the Wonder Woman, of course, it had her on it. And I know there's a lot. Another variant of Fear Case.
Well, I didn't even know there were variants for that. I thought that was
I knew there was 2. I knew there was 2, but there was more. And of course, I had to get the Sun K. I mean, I had to. Lady Death. Okay, Joel. You're out.
One
Right?
you had already showed, but that cover is great. Kind of it's from an artist I've never heard of. This is that Gwenem versus Carnage number 2. Carnero is the artist.
Huh.
And I picked this up. I don't know why I bought this. This is the High Republic Adventures, the IDW one. Might be some first appearances or something in there, but
Yeah, there is. Plus, it's probably a low print, but here's mine.
Would you pick up 4 of them?
Yeah, probably 5. I probably pre-ordered more too, just in case. It's all about flipping these. I
Right.
don't care about this at all.
I haven't
this
gotten
is the Dynamite. I think this was Valentine's Day,
Oh, that's sick.
but this was just sitting on the table, regular. But I think this is a
Yeah, you picked
ratio.
it up. What do you think about the Sudam, Brian?
What about him, Arthur?
Yeah.
As far as his art, his personality, or what?
Well, we can do both if you want.
I haven't had too many interaction with Arthur. I know he loves his MMA stuff, and I've read lots of good things about him, and I've read lots of bad things about him. His art, I never was like a big zombie person.
You've seen his art that's not zombified, though, right?
Very few, yeah. I know he's got one of those classic styles of painting and stuff, and it's good. I just anytime his name pops up now, it's has something to do with him at a con, or oh look, he ripped somebody else off. Or,
Well, yeah, that was like a year and a half ago, where they did the whole Joker cosplay ripoff.
yeah,
That's the only time I've ever heard anything like that. He took the guy's image and made it into a cover.
yeah, and then he photoshopped a line at his booth.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But in person, I personally like his art. In person, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he seems very nice. With my interactions that I've had, like I've never had an issue with him. I go by my own, so
sure.
I mean, he's always been cool with me.
I just know that he has one of the coolest booths. He always has like this really cool booth with like all his zombie shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can, he's always been really nice. He did a sketch cover for me once of I was like, what should I get? I'm like, I'll get a Ghost Rider because he's so close to.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Don Chin, you guys.
Massive size prints.
Do you know Don, Ryan?
I'd have to see him.
He did X Farce. He's doing the X Farce. Remember X Farce?
Yeah. His face is familiar now that you popped him up there. Yeah, the X Farce. Yeah,
he just did a Kickstarter for that. All right, let me keep going. I got the High Republic #2. I got one copy of that because I pre-ordered a bunch. The sick cover week, pretty sick. Jenny Frison. Future State Flash. This is an Inyukli, I think. Interesting cover.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I would have picked that one up.
It's very G.I. Joe-ish. It's Rob Liefeld-esque. All the little pockets. Black Knight. So I'm interested to read this, see what happens. Regular cover. The null cover. And another cover. I don't know. They put these. There's too many.
Was that a ratio? Maybe that was a ratio one. No.
Well, the third one looks like it could be.
I was tempted on the Black Knight, but I never really knew much about the character.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either, but he ties in with everything else that has been the King in Black series with Null, so I'm getting all that.
And I know it'll bounce up when he starts popping up into the MCU. So
yeah, but these type of things I don't think will. But his first appearances will. The Marvel superheroes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The big giant size. Okay, Last Witch. I picked this up just because I don't know.
Because you like reading kids comics every once in a while.
Yep. You never know.
I got to do Archie for a while, so kid stuff.
Harley Quinn #2 variant, and then I picked up this Thanos Marvel Action Origins. This is going to be pretty low print, I'm guessing. This is a kid's book too, but I like the art, and it's an origin story, so it's a key. Okay, so I saved my big stuff for last. Well, but here I did get the last Ronin 700th printing or whatever.
I saw that and I was wondering which one it was.
Yeah, it's the third print.
Oh, you want me to? I only have one left.
Okay, go ahead, Joel.
This was the Sumerian cover, but this is done by Vance Kelly, who I don't know if you guys are familiar with that artist, but he does a lot of movie posters.
Yeah.
So I actually have a bunch of movie posters from him. He did Alien and Predator and all that kind of stuff, but I have never seen his stuff on a comic book before.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that cover's fire.
So yeah, you gotta head and pick that up.
Fire.
Okay, so here's my. I feel like Joel's hiding something. And
No.
Ryan, you're done with yours, right?
I'm out. I only buy a handful.
Babe, you should show this.
So I got myself a Mark Jewelers insert Star Wars number 62 newsstand. It's kind of beat, and of course these Mark Jewelers are always beat because they've been on military bases and shit and they travel the world. But it's cool. It's got Luke on there. It's a red cover. I need to look it up, but it is a Mark Jewelers, and that's cool.
Oh, you're pulling out like old books.
This is the only old book that I got today.
Ah, okay.
That was in my box. I get like variants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Here's my winners for the day. My bigger, more expensive books. So I got the Ben Oliver 1 and 40 Vampirilla, like blue tint. I got the Gwenom vs. Carnage. I really like this cover. Like, I think it's a 1 in 10. It's kind of interesting. I got my sweet 1 in 15
Oh yeah.
Maniac of New York. Are you showing it, Joel? I thought you didn't get it. What are you doing, Joel?
Oh, I got just the regular cover. I just wanted to look inside and see what it looked like.
Oh,
Okay, now I see the mask. Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit different, but
It's Aftershock. Ooh, I should hit them up.
yeah, you could do covers
Oh,
for them.
the interior art is the same as the cover. Like it's that same kind of look to it. It's like a watercolor almost.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I got it. The 1 in 50. I can't believe I got it, but I did.
Is that the first printing or the second printing?
So you got the red one, right? That's
Yeah.
the red one you got. It's the second printing. This is the second printing ratio. So if you got 50 of the reds, you could get one of these.
I know what a ratio is, you doof.
Okay.
I understand, the 1 in 1,000 Berserker that's going to cost $2,800 to get. I understand how it works.
Let me just get this. Let me talk about this Berserker shit for a minute. I've been really thinking. Last night I started to really think about it. It started to piss me off. Like, I'm excited for Keanu, and I'm excited for the book, and I understand the heat, right?
Yeah.
But, dude, this is like the new Death of Superman book. Like, if there was any book that when people want to compare to like the Crash or that Death of Superman book that the whole world got millions of, this is that book where there are going to be so many copies of that book out there. They're going to be worthless, except for the Keanu Reeves one.
Yeah.
The 1 in 1,000. Like if there's a 1 in 500, it's $10. Because there's so many out there.
Yeah. Well, like Eddie's mullet just said, all those cover A's you can send back.
Yep, it was a fully refundable book too. But I wonder if there's a limit though. Like, okay, you sold the 1 in 1,000. Oh, and you want to refund the rest? Sorry. That might be.
I was curious on that too.
Might be a stipulation. That would make sense to me, because that would make no sense.
No,
they would have. I would think they would have to be forced to sell the rest if they sold a high ratio.
Yeah.
Because
My only issue is I'm a huge John Boy Myers fanboy.
Sure, I get that.
He's a really good friend of mine. So I can't really call him up and be like, hey, that $2,000 book you're getting comps of? I want one, man. I can't get it, because the only way to get it is it's 1 in 1,000. So I'm like,
yeah, you can get it. Dude, you know what's funny is I was looking on a site and someone was selling it for $1,500, and that's cheap.
Well, yeah, but even still, if I bought a $1,500 book from John Boy, my wife is gonna tear mine and his nuts off.
would not. I tell him he better sign it, remark it, rate it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, she
There
said
better be a pube from Keanu on it too. We could clone him.
I will give the fact that Boom, he kind of stepped up the game on how they did that, man. Like him doing that even short clip video of him promoting his
Huge.
book, like massive for the industry. It just showed like, hey, if you're doing this,
Star power.
yeah, like, could you imagine if Chris Evans and all those guys like jumped on like, hey, there's a new Captain America series coming out. You should get it, because if not, I wouldn't be as fucking popular as I am now.
I don't know if it would work the same. I think if they'd offered a 1 in 1,000 side by
No,
signed by him,
I just meant in general, like if celebrities endorsed comics that made them famous again, or famous in general, they get a lot of fame for, Jason Momoa. You get huge status for being Aquaman.
Keanu couldn't afford vowels for Berserker. No, I hope the book's really good. And I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? For Comic Joel's ever-growing lingerie collection. There you go, Joe.
You got a lingerie collection? Is there some stuff I've been missing lately?
He's wearing his clothes over it. So, I get it. Like, you have this idea, okay? The story is basically like John Wick, but an immortal, right? That's kind of what they're pitching. And you just know, like, they're going to make a movie of it, right?
Oh,
like,
sure.
So that's why everyone buy it. But then they add the 1,000 variant, and then it's just, there's going to be so many. And believe me, I committed heinous crimes. I bought like 3 of cover A, B foil, C, D, and then I bought like 3 of the Lee Bermejo 1 in 25s. I like that cover, but I got a good deal right on them.
Yeah.
I really like the Bermejo, and that's it. And then I got away from it, right? But dude, it's nuts. I don't see how they can fully refund if you sell a higher ratio. You don't deserve to fully refund the rest.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that, because if that's the case, then we both know shops that are gonna get 8,000-9,000 books just so they can get 8 or 9 of those ratios.
Yeah, we both know shops that done way more than that.
Yeah. So yeah. So how many of these people that we know are gonna end up with these books? They're like, no, that's not how this is working. But another, supposedly I've also read that they don't have to give back the ratios. So I'm like, there's got to be fine print in there somewhere.
Yeah, because they could take a huge loss. I mean, they could take a huge loss for the. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to print, right? But if everyone sent back their shit, they're in the hole, right?
But it can. I mean, I can't say where Boom.
Dude, they're going to set over 300, 400, 500,000 comics are going to be. Like,
You're probably looking at, if they're printing that much. Here's the only way that it's doable if they can get away with that. If it costs the retailers more to buy these other ratios, which it usually doesn't, but maybe that's part of the deal.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
except for the 1,000. Actually, no.
It should still just
you
be
order.
in there.
It's all cover as long as you order
X amount of books. So
yeah.
if they're in the hundreds of thousands of print run, those books are probably actually costing them, like, I'm gonna say between 15 and 25 cents per book.
Even still, though, if you can return them, you're still getting.
You're still gonna go down thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It doesn't make any sense to me unless it's literally like someone on the back end saying, "Hey, do this because it's going to promote the book, which is in turn going to promote a movie."
Maybe they have another. Well, yeah, maybe they have another outlet once they get the returns to move them.
Yeah,
maybe they give them. If they do a movie, hey, if you come early, you get this free comic that we've had sitting in a room.
Doesn't the premise sound a little too close to Old Guard?
Yeah.
Was that movie?
I'm sure it has a lot of potential to be made into a movie or something.
Just basically it's an immortal John Wick. The same Old Guard's the same thing.
Yeah, that was Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, that's the only way that it makes sense to me is if the people on the back end, like Keanu, or like let him return all the books, and
Highlander. Yeah, they're all
it's not
stealing
it's
Highlander.
not going to matter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Either
I'm
way,
sure-
it's a dope thing. It's cool.
no, it's cool and it's amazing. I mean, even Keanu did that video game too, right? I'm sure he sold a bunch of those video games.
Yeah.
What was that game?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'm sure that sold to the. Plus, that was a comic too.
Yeah.
So this is the new wave of them coming in. But I mean, now Keanu, what did he have to do with it? Did he partial writer or what?
I don't remember what he did with Cyberpunk. I think
For
they like
Cyberpunk,
based
he's-
Not
he's part of
Cyber,
that.
not Cyber Berserker.
Oh.
Berserker, he co-wrote and
I was gonna
starred
say
in
he
it.
co-created and wrote. Yeah, I thought, and then of course, yeah, they made him look like him because his credit is co-creator.
You know, I love Keanu, but I think it's funny how he's an action hero. Like, and he does training and all that
It's
too.
so just mellow.
But you know, it's hard to get past Bill and Ted's.
Yeah.
Like once
Yeah.
you see it.
When he gets all angry in John Wick, it cracks me up because he does a great job as just playing the like and 2 words here, 2 words there.
It's like
but
it's
when
like
he gets
Christian
mad,
Bale's
he's like,
basketball.
"I'm in."
Yeah. At the end of the last one.
Yeah.
Are you bad?
Yeah. I guess you could say I'm back. That part when he gets really mad and it sounds like that, I can't take him seriously. But the rest of it, yeah, it's dope.
Well, that's how he talks like the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's like Christian Bale's Batman in or whatever his name is in number 3. Where's the voice? It's all funny, and he's like, "Where's the detonator?" Like it's the same thing. This weird voices that they turn into.
If
I
you
don't
hear
know.
my dog snoring, I'm sorry. He gets pretty loud.
Is he on Is he on the ground or is he on like a perch? I see him
He's
over
on the ground right behind me.
there. Oh, what's that? Is there another dog over there in a basket?
Oh yeah, that's my little one.
Put
he's
the
over-
lotion in the basket.
Yeah, he's over by the statues and stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit, Kim! Did Kim just say she's gonna see me later tonight? Did I misread that?
Bye, Sicko. See you later tonight. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Well, the show is going to be on Sean's channel later, not mine. Anyway,
This you were right, Bill. This book it's done seriously, but it's kind of hilarious because of the concept.
you read it already?
Well, halfway, but the serial killer, nobody can stop him, so he just kills indiscriminately on the subway. So when people get murdered, they're just like, well, it's their fault. What were they doing out late at night?
Yeah.
And then like the police, whenever there's a homicide that they don't want to investigate, they're just like, oh yeah, it was the maniac.
Yeah.
So like they're just like, people are getting murdered and stuff, and it's not the maniac, and they're just like, yeah, it was him. So yeah,
When you look
it's
at the-
hilarious, but it's not
Is it
done
a
that
one-
way on purpose.
Is it going to be a? Is it? It's not a one shot, right? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I knew it was going to be funny by what they said. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it says to be continued at the end, but yeah, I mean, it's so far, I'm only halfway through it, but it's not done to be comedic. It just happens to be kind of
Just happens to be that way.
socially, it's pretty funny the way their commentary on how it's affecting the city.
Right. I mean, you got to figure that's, what else are you going to do if you can't stop him? You can't do anything. Well, then stay the hell away from him. And if you don't, he literally saw you.
In the comics, they basically, it's like a weather report. Like they say, oh, he was last sighted here. Stay away from this area.
That's funny.
And so they literally have like the news and the maniac report is part of it.
You can't help but not feel bad for those characters. It's kind of like all the scientists now that are like, hey, we could probably actually make a real life T-Rex. Should we try that? You've seen the last 5 movies, right? So,
they're going to.
but I'm saying we can't feel bad for any of them that do and then die. Like, we're going to laugh. We're going to be like, you apparently missed out on that whole chain.
So what are you working on right now? Like, what's the next? Are you doing a exclusive variant coming out soon? What's going on?
I'm doing a few with Sean. So I think we have 2 or 3 Vampirella coming out, we did like a fun chibi style homage covers. So we literally just like goofing off, having, there's so many people that are trying to sell sexy. And then there's so many digital painters that are trying to be art germ. We literally like brainstormed, and Sean called me. He's like, dude, let's just do some fun stuff. Like these little kid versions, the chibis. And let's do some old classic homages in it. Just bring fun back into comics. So we're doing a whole series of that. And I think the first 2 should be out like this month or this month and next month.
Can you tell what are the homages of? Can you say?
The first one is Vampirella in the Spider-Man Torment.
You want to grab the book?
Yeah, you can grab the Shan. I'll grab the original and show you the one, and then the second one, it's Red Sonja and Vampirella as the Hulk 181, and then there's a little me in the bottom, like since there's a third character, but who do you put in when it's supposed to be just Red Sonja and Vampirella? It's literally like, I don't know.
Oh, you mean like Abomination in the background, but it's you?
Yeah. So it's it's just fun stuff.
Yeah, that's the first one. The classic.
So that'll be the first one. And then we have the Hulk 181. And then I think we're gonna do a Persuasion one on that chain too, for chapter 3. But I'm also I just started doing a series of variants for Source Point, and they're doing all these books this year. There's only 10 retailers allowed to do it, and I'm actually signed up as one of the retailers. So I have 10 books coming out that are from Source Point that are just be mine.
What's that story called?
This is called Claim.
Do you know what it's about?
I think it's supposed to be like it's comedic for sure. So the little dude is an ogre, and I think it's a.
Oh, it's the one that's like Kanto.
Yes, yeah, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons and Game of Thrones type things, but they're like the world's worst mercenaries, is what they are. It literally says like these two are the worst mercenaries in the land, but they have high spirits. So I'm doing that. I signed on to this project literally like it's 12 different issues of 12 different books. I have no idea what I'm getting into until the month before, and that was like the first or second. I think the first one I did is actually with Comics Elite again for the Cult of Dracula. And then I'm doing the second one for myself. But it literally, I went from, sexy vampire type females to here, your first series exclusive is going to be these cartoon characters. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I literally, this year should be fun because I don't know what I got myself into.
Well, I like Source Point. I like the stuff they do, and they seem really cool over there.
Oh, I'm excited for it. Like, it should definitely change the variation of what I draw. Especially, like I said, there's some horror books in there that he told me. I won't know until the month before, and then I just got to draw it.
Now, here's a question. I know the answer to most people I ask this question is like, do you read this story? And that most artists say no. So, like, they send you the images of what they want to draw and you do the cover, or do they let you read it?
If most of the time, if the story's done, they'll send me a PDF. So like with that book, they sent me the PDF and I read it. It helps you get a feel for what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
If you just see the characters done by variant artists, I mean, look at some of the covers we've seen today. Like if you had 20 of us doing the same different characters, you're going to have 20 different ideas of what we thought they were supposed to be doing in this issue or their attitudes if we knew nothing about them.
Mm-hmm.
That ogre could have been looking all pissed off and ready to be, the ultimate warrior hero if I didn't read the book and realize, oh, he sucks. He's like begging for work and he sucks at the jobs he does get.
That's why I don't understand. That's the one weird thing to me. Like, I get it. Like, I think it's easy when they say, "Hey, I want you to draw Venom." Okay,
yeah,
you need to draw Venom. You don't need to do anything except draw Venom. But I think it means so much more to me when it's matching something that's going on in the comic.
Yeah,
and that's usually where you find the second prints. The
Right.
second prints come out with the internal art on the cover.
Right. Yeah, if the book is available, I usually try and have them send me the book. Even if it has no words, I can kind of get a feel for it. Like the God Killers book I got a PDF, but there was no wording. So I went through panel by panel, kind of got a gist of, okay, these are the heroes, this is the villain, these are what's going on. But I know a lot of guys that are just like, just tell me what I'm drawing and what kind of person they are, and I'll go from there.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing. Like and I mean, a lot of people, they don't have time. Like,
Yeah.
They have a million things they have to do, and most of the people, though, like for instance, like we're talking, they don't have the internals done. They don't have the rain done. They're scheduling you out to hit this immediately, get it done,
Right.
and then you're kind of like, okay, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I just think it's an interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is that the knowledge of what's inside compared to the covers. Most artists don't know what's inside. They just draw based on character reference.
Yeah. Even with my own book, I've only had about half of the artists I've hired ask for the last issue so they can get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Mike Crome being the newest one for this chapter 3. He asked for every issue, every reference, so he could read the books. Even though chapter 3 is not done, he's got the pencils for everything. He can see the new characters and stuff and how they interact in the book. And he's like, then I'll choose. Like, I'll figure out who I want to draw by reading the last 3 issues. Which I was like, okay, I'm game for that. Not many people ask for all of it. They ask for the newest one.
Let me ask you this. This is kind of interesting. Like, you said Chrome, and you work with Zerdy, and you've done so many things, but there's the Coffin Comics Club,
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of artists that do work for him that he constantly reaches out to. And every once in a while he'll bring someone new in and feature them or something like that. But what I've noticed is, like, there are groups of artists.
Yeah.
Like, you have your circle. Not a circle, I guess. I mean, I'm sure it's just like any relationship. You have friends, and you're closer to another guy than. I mean, you do a lot of stuff with Nathan Zerdy. I don't know if you guys are friends or if it's just kind of like a thing that was put together by Sean or whoever. Like, hey, you guys work on this together, or if you have a real relationship or whatever. But like, what I've noticed is there's these cliques, and when you said Chrome, I was like, okay, that's like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that's the Coffin clique. Like, I don't know why I thought the Coffin clique.
No, because most people would category in like the Zenoscope.
Sure,
which is close to the same thing, but
yeah, it is. But like, I find it real interesting. Like maybe like Don Mateg and like Evas and there's certain people that like are connected in certain different ways. And then you have like, and not trying to separate artists, but like you have like Perio. And Ryan Brown. Like, in my mind, they're reasonably the same. They're different, but they're almost like solo acts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really hear them. I mean, sure, there are a lot of people are friends. You might know Ryan Brown personally. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
The other Ryan.
He's Ryan number 2.
Which one's Ryan number 2? Turtles?
Ryan Brown.
The one with the E?
The one that does all the Comics Elite variants.
I think he's number 1.
No, I'm Ryan number 1.
No, there's 2 Ryan Browns is what we're
talking. No, you're talking about Ryan G. Brown or Ryan R.
Brown.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's one with the E and one without.
But like I've noticed,
there's only one Joel. So
there you go. There's
like
one
Joel. The same thing. Like I feel like the same way for Mayhew. Like I get this feeling that there's solo acts, Yeah. And then there's like posses, like groups.
Well,
not groups. Like you're not like
this way. The ones that you're going into groups like myself, Jamie Tyndall, Mike Balfo.
Yep.
We all kind of started in the same time frame, so the names are around the same books and whatnot. But everybody that you're calling a solo act, they start to finish their pieces alone. Like they're all painters. Everybody
that's
else,
right.
everybody else you're talking about works with a group of people.
Yeah, I get it. Like a colorist, and
Yeah.
I know you guys all do that, but you all have everything. Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. It is pain. I'm just, stuff's popping in my head and I'm talking about it. So it's not
But
like
I
I'm
mean,
trying to
when you hear
segregate
Ron,
people.
when you think of Ron Lim, you think of like Joe Rubenstein and that whole
Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet crew or
right.
something.
It's just because that's that era.
Yeah, okay,
That's that group.
that's a better way to put it. Jim Lee, McFarlane,
Right. You start
Pistachio, and
thinking instantly of all
Liefeld.
the image creators and stuff.
That's true. That's very true.
We're like the Rat Pack. We're the next generation of
So what
dumbasses
would you
coming to line.
what would you put yourself in the early 2000 category or what?
Yeah, probably. That's when I started doing more stuff. So, um, I think that's when I started hitting the con scene harder and uh, getting published on more and more stuff. But I mean, like I said, that group, like Ebas, has been since he was 16. He's like part of every group, but I think it's the stylization of art is also groups us all together.
Categories. Yeah, put you in different categories. Yeah.
All of us do some sort of pinup stuff, and it just gets put into one group.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it happens. That's why I'm trying to break that mold for my own name.
So when you're attempting different styles, is it a learning experience or you can kind of just draw whatever?
I kind of have to shift gears a little bit. I used to do cartoons growing up. That's what I wanted to do. So when I have to do something cartoony, it's not really too hard to switch over, but it is. I do have to sit with like I'll grab my iPad and just start sketching stuff out because the process is a little different. Um, it does,
Anatomy wise?
yeah. Because with cartoons and stuff, every line counts. Everything has simplicity, simple. There's not a whole lot of detail. So, when you do the curve of the nose, that's going to be one line. Whereas in comic books, you can put little tweaks in here and there's the shading nose
Definition,
and
yeah.
there's this. Um,
So
so
doing these new things that you've been asked to do for Source, like, is that kind of bringing you back to your original styles?
a little bit, which is fun for me. Like I said, everybody's trying to do sexy. There's 19 of us all doing pinup covers. So what has done well for us is actually going back a little more to the animated style because there's 37 people trying to sell painted covers. There's 100 people trying to sell pinup covers, but there's only like 4 or 5 people doing like an animation style.
Like, I'm excited for you to do that, and I'm excited that you're going to be on some new stuff with SourcePoint. But I feel like right now is the age of realistic, like as close as you can get to real as possible type of thing.
Right.
Like pure cover buy, a
It
pure
is and it
cover buy.
isn't on a pure cover buy. It is and it isn't. But again, if you go to a comic book shop and you have Art Germ and Derek Chu and Ijikuri and Konka and Sun K and I mean we can keep going. Perillo, Matina, all those they all blend together in that painted thing, and then you've got 5 of the same covers that are all this one's a pinup, this one's a pinup, this one's a pinup, this one's a pinup, and then you have like this animated thing out there. A lot of people will grab the thing that's not the common denominator. My like I said, my best selling book of the year was animated.
Animated Tess.
Yeah, it was an animated version of Tess that outsold all the other sexy ones I did. But I don't know. It's weird. It can switch with me. Same thing. I mean, look at Zerdy. Zerdy can do the same thing. He does a realistic painting of a character, and it does great. And then he can switch it up and do, the Batman the animated series type stuff. Like this sold like crazy.
Hang on, let me zoom in on you.
it's still got a little bit of a
It's still realistic, but yeah, you have the animated face type of.
yeah.
Plus the colors are fire, so it pulls you in. Like
Hate that word.
She hates when you say
it's
fire.
fire. How about
Fire.
sick better? How about the colors are sick?
There you go.
I mean, that's more my age group.
What, sick?
Sick. Yeah.
I guess we're in the same age group then.
Yeah. Sick, or you could be like John Boy.
25.
Solid.
I just turned 41 last Friday.
Oh, you're a youngster.
That's just two gigantic boobs. Either way, there's a shift in comics. There's always a shift in comics. Look at in the 90s when you had Joe Jusko, you had the Greg Hildebrandt brothers, you had Alex Ross. Those things started outselling people, and then back came, Jim Lee and J. Scott Campbell, and everything switched over back into that. Everything will switch back and forth constantly. It right now is very much the painted realism. And then when people are tired of that, it'll switch back over to, hey, comics should be comics.
Well, that's the thing. There's always covers A for those.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay.
That's why there's A and B.
I have no problem with being a cover A artist or cover B artist because, they get paid the same amount no matter what.
Yeah, right.
The ratio variant don't matter to us. Yeah. We still get that same dollar rate no matter what.
Do you feel like you've really done well when they ask you to do a 1 in 25?
I haven't actually been asked to do any of that. We don't ever even know that.
Yeah, I don't think the artists know. They just
no. Yeah, we don't know. Dead End Kids last week, I didn't know mine was a ratio variant.
Well, let's put it a different way. And I don't want to bring up Momoko but there's other people where they were exclusively 1 in 25 variants, like constantly. And then they finally got to do a cover A. You know what I mean? They were teased into the world of art, right?
Yeah,
and then the only way you can get it is a 1 in 25. Like,
right.
For instance, Okazaki. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes.
I love his shit. Like, I don't know why, I just do. But they teased him a couple times with some 1 in 25s. And like, I have a feeling like he's going to break into the comic book industry pretty hard soon. It's just a guess, but he's been kind of quiet on that front. But I don't know. It's just there's so many different theories and different things, and
right.
I don't know.
Most people don't know what they're going on. We just kind of go off of it. When I did my first DC thing, I knew I was doing a DC thing, and I knew it was a retailer variant. But you should always go into it, in my eyes, like you don't want to shit the bed no matter what variant you're on. You want to give your all.
You want to give your best piece,
regardless.
Yep.
That's just my view, at least. I know some guys are like, oh, if this is just going to be for this, then I don't care.
On your persuasion stuff, do you limit the amount of prints you do for each number?
Yeah, usually we don't go above 250.
No, I mean, like, say you have someone you do. Okay, let's say you do a first print, right?
Yeah.
And then you do some variants later with some different artists or something. Is there a point where you stop doing variants for like number one and printing?
I haven't set like a limit to it, but there is a point where we're like, okay, we're just gonna not because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
We just stop. And part of that is, how fast can we get out the next one? It's a weird time frame. I don't think anybody's going to turn around any jobs if, a store says, hey, we want to do a variant for the last issue. The way the economy is, it's kind of a, take the money when you can get it, especially in comics when you're self-employed.
Yeah.
But we do have a limit. We're not going to sit there and do 100 variants for one issue. Our goal is usually to try and get the next issue out or start it planned out.
What I mean, Ryan, is like, since you own Persuasion, right?
Right.
You can do exclusive variants, just like Hardly Thin, or you have different artists to an
Yeah.
exclusive
Yeah.
with a store or something like that.
Right.
Like that. What I meant in regard to that is, in that case, like, is there a point, or is it always good to just keep doing, having different artists? You want to make money.
I mean, if people are still going for it, I mean, why stop?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if it gets repetitive and it's like, okay, we're running out of ideas. We've seen the same test cover 7 different times, just with the color change. No, then we're gonna.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
We're gonna stop. Or the same idea is just being rerun over and over and over. We're gonna stop until the next issue comes out. Luckily, I can't do a whole lot. Like we do like maybe one a month, and there might be like one retailer every other month putting one out. So there's at the most like 20 out there after the initial run.
Uh-huh.
And then it's usually by the time that's over, like we're already working on the next chapter.
So are you just draw all day long, or what?
I do. I have ADD. So I wake up and I start drawing on my iPad while I have coffee. And then when I'm done with that, I come downstairs and I start drawing on the table. And I'll draw until about 9 o'clock at night. We break doing, dad stuff, but yeah. I
So
draw.
like, okay. So I have OCD, right? And I don't know if that's, I mean, like, I'll start something and I won't be able to stop until I'm done.
Right.
That type of thing. Like, ADD, isn't it? Like, you just don't. I'm sorry if I'm misunderstanding this. Do you like kind of wander? Is that what you're saying?
I can't really stop moving.
Oh, okay.
It is a attention deficit disorder.
It's like a shark. The shark has to keep swimming or it dies.
Yeah, I have to keep going. I have to draw or do something. If I'm not,
How do you stop? You're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired, or
I
I've
wish
done
I had
enough.
that instead of OCD. I think I would trade that in for AD.
Yeah, like it took a long time, but like Shannon's got it to where like if we're doing stuff, I won't draw on the weekends. Like I won't go live. I won't do certain things if like we have stuff planned. If there's nothing going on, then yeah, I'm just sit at the table and draw.
Do you stand and draw?
Sometimes. I did 4 years of everything I ever did was at a kitchen table or on a couch. I didn't have an office, so I'm kind of soaking up that I have an office right now.
So this is your office we're looking at, right?
Right.
So is this like a family room converted into an office?
I'm in a basement.
How many rooms do you have in your basement?
The main room that I'm in right now, that goes pretty far. And then we have Shannon's office and then our storage room that has nothing but comics in it.
Dude, that's so sick. I want a basement like that. I need a bit. Dude, my room, most people don't know this, right? They see me in here and I can do different views and stuff like this. But this room is a 9x9, I think. I'm in this little freaking box.
Again, I mean, we'll take the tour right now. I did everything from this couch when we lived in an apartment for 4 years. Like this is literally where I sat and did cover after cover after cover. But you can see like there's TV. We got
that's dope.
All that.
Oh my gosh, it goes in there too.
Statues and whatnot. And then we got all these statues.
Where do you live?
I live in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yep. So then Shannon's office.
So you guys strictly do this. There's nothing else. Like she doesn't have. She's the boss type of like. You guys strictly do. Yeah. There's nothing else you do except comics. Is that her right there?
That's her. That's the Jamie Tyndall, White Widow.
Of your wife?
She did. Yep. So he made a big old 5-foot poster of it.
Mm.
And then yeah. The first time I did that. And then comics galore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So those are all these are all our exclusives.
Jeez.
Like all of our slabs,
You can just really go do a live sale anytime you want.
Oh yeah, blanks, graded books. But yeah, all these are Persuasion, and then everything else is all the other stuff we've done, like Red Sonja and all that kind of DC, everything. But yeah,
So the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens. But it's the basement. Like everything else is done upstairs.
Yeah, that's sweet. You don't get tornadoes there, do you?
Yeah, we're in Tornado Alley.
Oh man, that's
But I've never actually seen one.
well, that's good.
Yeah, so it works. I mean, it works for me.
Pretty awesome.
Somebody said most prized book that I have. I have a few. I have a couple 9/9 J. Scott Campbells, and then I have a J. Campbell 3 set that's also signed by Stan Lee.
Is that famous cosplayer that just walked by?
Yeah, that was that famous cosplayer that just walked by. That was her.
Sick.
Show people that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then
Oh,
I
you're
have
proud. You know you're
I
proud.
have a Dick Tracy cover. I did an homage of Batman and Robin from Jim Lee, and Jim Lee signed it, so that's graded on my wall. Those are probably my most prized ones.
So you don't have old silver or gold or anything like that? Or
I have some. I don't have a lot. Like I have like the old Wolverine #1, the
Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller, and then I have a few random ones here and there, but I don't have like normal key books. I'll get some of those eventually, but I started recollecting books that I used to draw from as a kid that I destroyed completely. And getting those back.
That Wolverine you're talking about, like, I don't know how many times I copied that and drew it over and over.
Yeah.
Like, trace and then draw it myself or whatever. That book especially. Those I love that. That limited series really is one of the things that really brought me into comics.
I have a few sets of those. Like I have the new Teen Titans #1, and I got some Bruce Timm stuff. But yeah, I collect the stuff I like. I don't care if they're a key issue or not. They have more sentimental value than actual value.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard, when you get people that are complaining about the way a person collects. It's just interesting to me that everyone thinks there's one way to collect, and even not collect. Like, It's just about reading. It's not about collecting. Like, there's so many different ways, and I unfortunately I do every form. It's very costly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have. If you've seen the room, I have art. I have action figures. I have statues. I have books. People crack up because they're like, some of us are still fanboys. I still, try and buy original art when I can.
Oh, you when you're at con, there's an artist there that you're like, you absolutely love.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Like, who is that guy for you or girl?
It's funny because my idols have always been Ramos and Joe Madureira and J. Scott Campbell and Arthur Adams and Mark Brooks and Jim Lee. And I have personal interactions with all of them over the last 5 years. Like, the only one that I have to reintroduce myself is Jim Lee. Everybody else, like, a lot of them I can call them from my phone now. To me, it's weird. I have to hold the fanboy in when I'm like, hey, Mark, like, I got Mark Brooks' phone number. But, hey, I got a question.
I tricked Randy Emberlin once, or we were at Com, and I had him do an original for me, and I said, well, I got to walk off. How am I going to know? Can you give me a text or something? And he's like, sure. He gave me his phone number. I'm like, I got your phone number. And I was like, I called him like a year later. I was like, hey, Randy, it's Bill. Hey, who the hell are you?
Coco loves Chewy. I'm reading your comments too. Keep it PG, buddy.
What's Coco say?
It says Comic Joel's reading all the comments. I'm reading them. He wants to paint my wife wearing only a necklace. And then he wants to paint Billy wearing only his sickness.
Yeah, Coco's crazy, but he's good.
I recognize the name.
Yeah, he's crazy for Cocoa Puffs.
Somebody says, what's my most expensive comic? I don't know. I haven't actually looked up the value of some of these. I mean, I have some 9.9s and 10s of my own stuff, but probably that Wolverine book. I think that's like in the almost $1,000 range.
Is it slab 9.8 or? Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's slab 9.8.
yeah.
Yeah, and I have like the first appearance of X-23, and that's I think that
NYX.
yeah NYX number 3. I think that's like a 9.6 something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what some of them are.
Yeah,
Eventually I'll look at like prices, but I've just picked stuff up. Oh no, you know what? The most expensive one probably is I actually have a Campbell remark.
that's cool.
On a Spider-Gwen book, yeah. So that would technically probably be the most expensive book I have.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have any original art from other people? Like, what's your favorite original art piece from someone else?
I have the only like large size original art from comics and stuff I have is people that have done covers for Persuasion. So I've bought them off of them. Like I have one of Mike DeBalfo's covers, Marat Michaels, Ole Garza. I have both of Elias Chasudis covers, and I have Francisco Herrera. I have his cover. I just bought the cover that Dean Eagle did for Chapter 3. That was more of a bucket list. You cannot keep it in my Peachy anymore. Peachy Momo. Yeah, Dean, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Dean Eagle. He did all the like Playboy Mandy comic strips and stuff.
That's interesting.
And it's very, very cool, very cartoony. So I reached out and he's doing a cover, and I was like, I don't care if this doesn't sell like to anyone. I'm gonna do it myself. Ebass, I'm getting one of his originals, which
That's got to be pretty expensive.
yeah, it will be, but it's all right. It's for my comic. When shows pick back up, I'll probably be able to pick up more.
Yeah, that's what I've turned into at shows. I mean, besides getting everything signed, which I've done for years and years and years, I just compulsive thing, and then I sell half of them. Is now I'm just original art hunting, like everywhere.
I have like slabbed books that I've drawn of characters that I won't let go of because I like the character. But eventually, I'm just gonna get other people to draw those characters if shows ever return. Yeah, before all that, like I was never in a financial situation to where I could be like, hey, I like that original art, I want it.
Yeah, me either. I would put myself in debt just to do it. Like,
yeah. Well, before that whole starving artist thing is real, man. Before you have any kind of name, you're just struggling at shows to sometimes be able to afford Taco Bell that night.
Yeah, I know a lot of people out here that they're in that position.
Yeah.
And when there's no cons, then they're really screwed.
Right.
Because they can't get the Artist Alley spot or whatever.
Right.
And I mean, everyone makes money at the freaking con, dude.
Well, right now people have to adapt. If they haven't adapted yet, then they need to.
Well, yeah, it's all social media, but then you have. I mean, you've definitely. How long have you been doing online before this year? Were you doing it before?
Not as frequently. I had an online presence because I would do so much with Sean.
Yeah.
Like we were constantly on the road together, and he would go live, and I would always be in the room because we shared a room. But I never did like a whole lot of live stream stuff with just me. It was usually always him until this year. I would do one here and there, but I was on the road, like 40 weekends out of the year. I never had time
the
to.
Circuit, right?
Right.
I call it the circuit.
Yeah, the con circuit. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's opened up. It's probably been eye-opening. I'm sure you've done extremely well. I mean, I watch. You go live, you draw a sketch, and people are killing themselves to get it.
Right. That's one of the reasons I stopped doing a lot of the auctions because the auctions were getting really high. Great for me, but bad for other stuff. So we do this
Is that when you
$100
throw the
flip.
dart?
No, I haven't even done that. That was the auctions. Now we do these flip things where the book is on my desk like this, and when I flip it over, if you like the book, you just claim that number, and it's $100, and I spend half hour, 45 minutes on the drawing and of whatever character you want, and it's yours. But
So you're doing $100 sketches now.
Yeah, it's more affordable. More people can get in on it.
I understand what you're saying there's two lines of thinking. One is, look, someone, if they want what they want, they're going to buy it, and they're going to pay whatever they can to buy it.
Right.
And they're happy buying it.
Yeah.
But you're torn in that area where it's like, I feel bad he's spending so much, or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of the pieces that some of these guys love to get, they're getting outbid by hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And again, great for me, but I want people to be able to be attainable.
I get it, and it's a kind thing to do, but and I get it, and I appreciate that you're doing that. You do like $600 each, but you are at the same time, even though you're being kind and you're like lessening your work, like
No, he's really not.
No, I don't. I mean, I won't sell.
You don't have to yell.
Yeah, sorry, I won't sell like something that I know is like $1,000 job. It's still timed out. It's like a half hour, 45
Oh,
minutes.
I see what you're saying. So almost like a con thing,
right?
Like, yeah,
I get more of a convention sketch than you're getting a finished piece.
Because some of the stuff you were doing when the prices were getting up there, when I was watching, they were very detailed, very
Yeah.
they're another tier up, like you're saying.
Right.
So that makes sense.
I'm basically bringing con sketches to you live.
Yeah, and that's the great thing. That's why I always pop in and see what you're doing. If I'm like on Facebook, it instantly shows. So I go in there and I see, sick you or whatever. But that's what's so interesting about the social this year. That you're able to bring that. So many
comments. Yeah, I'm reading the comments that crack me up. Someone says Shannon just shushed her husband. Oh, you haven't watched the live show? She berates the fuck out of everybody. Shannon's the brains behind the operation. Joel's really quiet right now, and it's kind of scaring me because he hasn't really spoken the last 20 minutes.
He likes to listen. Joel's always quiet.
It was just a screenshot. I'd already left the room.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Which is interesting. That's what I love doing. What I'm doing, I built the channel to help people save money on their picks and not get burned. And then I'm like, I want to bring that Comic-Con feeling to YouTube,
right?
And that's why I try to do as much as I can with so many different artists, because I love to talk to guys. And Joel's an excellent listener.
RJ Macri, I'm only here for Shannon.
Oh gosh! Yeah, of course we got a bunch of sickos in here, so there's
what? Oh no, trust me, it's fine. I'm a big girl. I can take care of myself. Trust me.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just we've got a hornified crew here for sure.
Most people don't worry about me.
Well, we don't see women that much either on my show, so they're like, "Oh my god, is that a female?"
Well, I mean, we can try and have her start doing animal voices like Kim does.
No,
oh god, I have that here. Wait.
Wait for it.
I don't know if your wife has seen this yet.
I don't think she's seen it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The compilation of this.
Oh
yeah, because you were there for all that.
Yeah.
Funny watching Ryan go look at her like, oh my god, what
the crap was that? I couldn't figure out if they were serious or not until the second one. I was like, oh no, this is for real.
This is real. This is happening. Well, yeah. So we've been on for quite a while. So I think we'll probably end it. It was interesting picking your mind about a bunch of different things, and you're of course welcome anytime.
Yeah, for sure. It's fun, man.
You guys, you want to tell them your sites, your Facebook and everything so they can watch you live?
Facebook is just Ryan M. Kincaid Art. You can't get on the normal Facebook, so everything is done on the art page. And that would link you to almost everything. We have the website, ryanmkincaid.com. I don't really have a live schedule because, I'm a dad and a husband and we can't keep schedules for shit.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I can't. She can. I can't. But we usually go on like Monday afternoon, Monday night. I used to go on Tuesdays, but so many people are doing new comic book Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. So now we've been going on like Monday, sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday night usually. We kind of random, but I'll post on the art page like, hey, we're going to do this tonight. We're going to do this around this time or whatever the case is. So I usually give everybody at least a heads up. We're going to go live.
Cool. I always see it pop up and I always jump in. So, when I'm done with everything else, then I'm on my phone answering questions, and usually it's on Facebook and Instagram. So then I see everyone's stuff. But if you guys want to try and hopefully get one of your sick sketch covers of the night,
Oh, good Lord.
look, you guys.
You guys ever look up the definition of blue balls? It means that you've had too much sex, not too little. So make sure you know what you're talking about before you
like
start
a
spitting it
drainage
out.
type of thing.
What's that?
It's like when you're fully drained type of thing.
No, yeah. It's
Swollen.
it's swollen. You can't produce it, not because you used too much, or not because you used it too little.
Well, listen, Chad, we know what blue balls is. Trust us.
Well, most guys say it's because they haven't done it enough. So I'm just,
what truly is like when a girl teases you for hours and hours and hours. I've never had this happen, of course. I'm a player, but no, and then you're like, oh God, come on, I need release. That's the blue balls.
Right.
I don't know why we're talking about this.
Who knew you could learn so much on this channel?
I know, Joel.
That's what happens when you put a female on and they start making weird
start talking about
comments.
sex.
I was responding off of his.
No, I know. That's what I meant. Joel, I keep wanting to think I did a commission for you in Phoenix. Am I right or am I wrong?
I bought some of your art there.
Okay, that's what
I think I got a slab from you that that was remarked by you. I think that's what it was.
Because I keep thinking art when I look at you. I'm like, I've sold him art of some sort. So
yeah, well, it was that Phoenix Comic Con a couple of years ago. I think that was the first time I'd seen you at a con.
Yeah,
I
was
remember
supposed to go back, but COVID.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping things will start coming back maybe late this year. So
possibly small shows, nothing big.
Yeah.
No big show is going to be able to manage to get on. Just small shows.
Did you talk about your Kickstarter?
No, I didn't. I have a Kickstarter.
Is it already launched?
Yeah, it did. It launched. It launched on the 29th.
On my birthday.
Yeah, it launched on the 29th. It's 6 different sketchbooks and art books.
Well, here, why don't you tell me the it's Kick, right?
Is it
Kickstarter or is it Indiegogo?
It's a Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
All right.
I don't know what the title of it is. Hold
Hey.
on.
You don't know the title of your Kickstarter.
It's art book. Hold on, I'm gonna look. No, I'm that guy, dude. I'm
your wife should know.
Kincaid art book number 2.
Kincaid. I'm just gonna put Kincaid.
Yeah.
Chewy.
I can.
I'll do it. I got it. I'm pulling. Okay. Kincaid, there it is. Okay. Let's take a look. Damn, you're doing good already.
Yeah, it's doing well.
All right, here we go. Here it is. You guys, this is his Kick. Go to Kickstarter. Am I sharing it? Yeah, it's up.
Where do I get my child slave colors at? I make them myself.
So Kincaid Art Book 2. You can see it, right?
Yep. Collection of crap. It's right there.
So what are the when do we get to the actual book? What tier is that?
I think
physical tier.
The 3rd tier.
No, that's digital. So the actual physical tier, I think, is the 7th one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fifth
one.
3.
So we have 2 different COVID commission books, 1 art book, and 3 different sketchbooks. So yeah, I think it's number 7.
This one I'm on right now, is this the first?
Well, I don't know. My husband isn't on it. He's looking at his actual Kickstarter. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. It's
number 10.
I'm on here, right?
No, that's the first commission book.
Aren't I on the? Do you guys see it on the TV?
Oh yeah,
I can
but
see it.
Ryan,
I was just scrolling through.
He's not. He's being a pain in the butt. So that's the first sketchbook.
This one.
Yes.
And that's Ryan. That's your art, right, Ryan?
Yeah, all of it's.
All of it's his, and then that's the second sketchbook.
So this is a mix with you and Zerdy.
Yeah. Yes, that's a mix with me and Zerdy.
And then
so those are comic sized ones,
and
then everything else is like 8 by 10, 80 to 100 page books.
Oh wow! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, some people even with the sketchbooks, it's funny that if they're comic size, they don't even look at them; they just buy them and get them graded.
70 tacos.
70 tacos, $100.
It's a friend of ours. It's always the opening bid when I do auctions.
When we do auctions, that's how he announces the auction has started. He bids 70 tacos, it equals $100. So, and then the next one is your big book of berating, since Shannon yells at us all.
I don't yell. I just
She's the boss.
direct.
Yeah.
No fooling around.
Yeah.
You've been together long enough. She's like, listen, it's time.
Oh, I found it.
You found it?
Yeah, this is what I picked up from you at Phoenix.
I'm waiting. I'm looking on the big screen.
Oh my god, I cannot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just realized what I did.
I think this was an exclusive cover you guys did, right?
Yeah, that was for Comics Elite. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the fastest cover he's ever done, and it sold out.
Yeah, me and Sanju did that in like 20 or 36 hours. Was our deadline.
Yeah, I think you did a Red Sonja #2 as well. I think I picked that up, but it was it was raw.
Yeah, we did I think it was #2.
Yeah.
That was with the fire instead of the ice.
Yeah.
The behind, this is one of my favorite covers of yours. The one that's behind in the back image.
Oh, the hardly thin one, the Campbell homage.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah, I got a 9.9 of that one too. That's on my wall.
I have some slabs of that.
Yeah, it's funny because people, that whole I don't know if anyone has paid attention to the Art Germ war going on right now with the homage covers from Mount Olympus.
Yes, he can draw males.
What do you mean? What's going on?
So a company did an homage using one of Art Germ's things, and it's going back and forth whether it was completely traced or it's not, or they just threw big boobs on it. Regardless, it started something. We'll see how it takes off.
What cover is it?
It's not one of mine. If
I Google Art Germ more or something, what would I?
Maybe it's his White Queen cover.
And do you remember who?
Mount Olympus.
Anyways, it's Mount Olympus.
Yeah, it's this thing has come on and it's caused some controversy, but some people don't like it, some people do like it, whatever. But like I have homage covers that Jim Lee has signed and Campbell has signed for me that are all graded. So like the whole point of it, the war right now, is that artists actually don't like it when they do that. But I mean, as long as they're tastefully done, most of the guys don't care.
Are we talking about the Patriotica?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what are they trying to say? That Art Germ or someone's copied Art Germ's
like
cover?
not homaged it, but straight swiped it.
Okay, so let me just out of curiosity, I'm going to show it. So I'm
I
not
was waiting
sure.
for you, Kim.
I don't know if this is the one we're talking about.
No. No, that's a different one. That
Well,
one,
that's
no, that one was
Archer.
done. I didn't really hold on. I was gonna say tastefully, but
New art germ. So you're saying someone copied this?
It looks like
no,
they.
that's his Wonder Woman piece.
Yeah,
There's
that's right. That's right.
There's a White Queen one that was just done, and I don't know if I could find it on there.
It's art germ White Queen.
Yeah, try that.
That will be art germs, right?
Yeah, but so Mount Olympus did a remark or an homage cover of that, and it caused this huge ordeal over the last 2 days.
We're talking about this. Doesn't even look like art germ.
I think it was that one. It might not have been that one.
That does not seem like art germ. I'll do some research because it's interesting.
Yeah,
So you're
but
saying
yeah,
they
it's
completely
to
bit
where.
the
This
whole
is
thing.
art germs.
Oh yeah, it's this one. It's this one that they did. So if you can see it.
Yeah, I remember that one. Okay.
Yeah, so they did an homage cover of that one, and it's just caused all sorts of havoc. Like
It
art
looks-
germs.
Is it because it
identical.
just looked too similar?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, to some people it literally looks like it's traced on there, like somebody just traced
And
it.
it's published.
Yeah,
Do they say homage?
it says after art germ. So there's nothing much they can really do, but it's lit a fire under certain people, and I'm curious to see what comes from it.
What are you doing?
Like Art Germs reps have got involved, and now all these other comic groups have gotten involved. So I'm just watching to see what happens, because most people don't care. I mean, I've homaged Campbell I don't know how many times, and he just thinks it's funny. But apparently this one struck a nerve with Art Germs guys. So we'll see how this whole pans out.
I see a Valkyrie Savior's art germ homage. It looks exactly like his
Like
vamp.
his Vampirella.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Except
they
they
got
put muscles
that-
on her.
That got brought up too.
I can't show most of this because
It's not appropriate.
yeah. And then there's dude. Oh, that's actually Lucio Perea. Okay, I'm like, dude, if they stole that, I mean, that's identical. But that was Lucio. I can't seem to find the.
Yeah, see, even Coco says it was very close. To me, as an artist, I can see that the dude did it himself. Like, the hair's a little different, the hand's in a different pose. I think it just ruffled the feathers enough to start a fire, to where they're like going after people for doing certain things. I think what really just pissed them off is they literally gave the cover just the biggest set rack known to man and threw it on there, and so they're pissed.
I feel like, though, it's when it comes to those parody laws, there's not a lot you can do about it.
No, there's not. I mean, he even put, if he didn't put the after art germ, they could be like it's plagiarism, but they did it after art germ. It's just how certain people take it. Whether, some people say it's a disgraceful homage to, dishonor someone's art.
Come
on.
Come on. Let's go.
Or some people say, it's a cash grab parody, which most of
You would think, as an artist, if you've reached the level where people want to make parodies or homages off,
right? I wouldn't care.
you
See,
made it.
Coco said my comic face groups were pissed about the chest size. Yeah, but I mean, they're all making an assumption that an artist hates it. It was his books, and as well as I do, his books are like the Japanese style, where everything is like the hentai. Everything is way exaggerated. Like the chest is like the size of her whole body.
What are we talking about? We're talking about art germ?
No. The Mount Olympus books, like the Patriotica books, and like most of their covers, they're just like over
Now,
the
who's
top.
doing the art for them? Who did the art? Do you know?
I don't know who did the art. I don't recognize the artists at all. Most of the time, I don't know the artists.
Do some research, Bill. We'll have a discussion next time.
Yeah, but it's, if you go on to like comic collectors and stuff like that, those guys, you can see it in their groups. Like, a lot of people are starting to talk about it. So I think it's going to be something that's going to change how homage covers are done. Period. I mean, if it's tasteful, I could give a crap. But I think it's the tasteless ones that are about to get hit hard.
Well,
Yeah.
recently it's every single like zombie cover is a parody or a homage from some famous piece of art. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Sidam's known to do that. He's been doing the zombie ASM 252 homages and the 43s and the he's the guy that made that kind of real in regard to zombies and Spider-Man homages. And now he's bringing it back again with the new zombie covers.
Right. Coco, I'm with you on that one. Everyone, they're trying to basically cancel culture it, and I'm a firm like if you don't agree with it, just don't support it. Like you're never gonna get it canceled. No one's gonna stop doing this kind of crap. And that's why I was reading it, is because people are like, let's get it to where this is not able to be done in comics anymore. And I'm like, the dude's Kickstarter's at like $100,000, so clearly people don't care that much.
Well, the other problem too is the more it gets publicity, the more
Right.
people want it and are interested in it and know about it. Whereas if it's something tasteless, then just don't buy it, and then it doesn't. They won't do it anymore.
That's
Well,
my
well,
thought. Like
clear,
if you
though,
don't
that
like
they
it, just don't
trace.
support it.
Like homages are homages, but when you're fucking tracing the exact image and doing a couple alterations,
That's
the problem.
yeah, that's a different story.
And that's what I just saw the Vampirilla that I didn't show. I mean, dude, it's an exact replica of Archer's, and well, as I'm sure this other book that you're talking about too. But I could see it. I saw it instantly. I'm like, dude, that's Vampirilla's Archer's vamp.
Right. Yeah, that one was mentioned.
And then, of course, all they did was add muscles to the stomach and change the face. But I mean, come on. I get it.
You can bring the images into Photoshop and overlay them and see if just how exact they are.
Yeah, apparently his rep did that. So I mean, I don't see the exact lines, but I mean, it's close enough to be like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just curious on how the whole thing pans out for the industry, because that gets. I mean, I'm Billy. You've heard it a lot on how people hate. You know, when a retailer does a homage cover to this or a homage cover to that, when we know, you know as well as I do, both are offhand that homage covers, if done right, will outsell an original idea in a heartbeat.
It's funny.
Well, I mean, look at the punchline. Look at the punchline that we all did for Sean. Like he had 4 different punchline covers, and the number 1 selling one was Zerdy's Alex Ross homage cover.
It was very well. I mean, yes, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
But
it was very well done. It was
incredible.
Cover. It was a beautiful cover.
And I get it though, and of course, why that would be, like, that Alex Ross cover is so popular.
It's
so
the same.
close.
It's the same idea as Netflix and all these other guys have. It's exactly Ryan Atkins just said it. It's nostalgia. It's fan service. The moment Zerdy did Punchline with Joker in that homage, it had the buyers connected. They were like, "That's that. I know what that is. I like that. It's connection."
Yeah, I mean, I really went. I mean, of course, I have them both, and I compare them side by side. They're very similar, but there are, of course, tons of differences too. It's his take on it, and the outfit's different, the faces are different. It might be the same pose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's clearly his style too. I think that's a difference. It's not like just a straight up copy of that original. It's still looks like a Zerdy piece
version of it. But if anyone was going to do it, I think Nathan was the one that really accomplished the feat well.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Killed it. So I love that cover. I love the original too. It's fun looking at them both and going, wow, I can see the difference and why this is good and this isn't. They're both incredible. But of course you knew that was coming. I'm just happy that Nathan Zerdy was the one that did it.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a freaking mess. It could have been something bad. But they had to do that with Punchline.
Yeah. No, it worked well. I'm just saying, like in whole, with what has occurred, I'm curious to see how it's going to change
Well, there's also a difference between, a homage that's like a zombie versus a
Yeah.
homage that is a very risque piece of art or something.
Right.
Some people,
I mean,
get more offended by that.
yeah. This just is going to start it out, so we'll see how it goes. Once the fire's lit, it doesn't matter if this is different from that. Since it's going to be in a category, we'll see how far they take it. Of you can do this or you can't do that. Or
It's not going to end anything.
Or try.
Brian.
I don't think so either.
It won't.
It's interesting
going on
that
for
it's starting a
years.
conversation at the very least.
It's been going on for years.
Yeah.
I mean, with the most recent was, of course, Sidem, but that was just based off of the cosplay photo, which is, I mean, he should have paid the guy or whatever, however the story was, but it's not like he copied someone's art. He just copied a photo, right?
Right.
But then, then we go to Matina and the whole conspiracy there. From that point on, I mean, that's just been going on forever. Like, and just not such a big deal. But now it's like you said, it's becoming a real big deal when you're really, it's so damn obvious. There was a point with Matina where they were grabbing different pieces and saying, oh, this matches this kind of, or this small similarities, right? And some big ones. But now we're to the point where it's an exact copy. It's like, okay, come on, you can't draw it.
Yeah, that's a whole different story right there.
Copying an art term just to sell is bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we're going on 2 hours, and I have to take a break because I got another live.
Get back to work.
I appreciate you coming on, bro, and you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll have to jump back on again when
we'll do some more comic calls. At least we got someone that's buying comics too.
For sure. I'm game.
Comic Joel, he just does it because he wants.
I only buy the things Bill tells me.
He does it for the girls.
Yeah.
All the girl fans, they all love him. So, but anyway, all right. Well, thanks so much, guys. Check out his Kickstarter. Check him out on Facebook. Senor Kincaid and the boss El Jefe, the wife appearance.
Yeah, she's around somewhere.
Thank you. Tell her I said thanks, and that'll be all for the old Bill Stir, and everyone. We'll see you later tonight.
All right, guys. See ya.
See ya.